Hi mathematicians, today we're going to talk about how to compare fractions. So I'm going to switch to my paper and show you some different fractions and talk about how you can compare them quickly to see which one is greater than or less than. Here I have two fractions. If you count the shaded region, you see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces that are shaded, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total pieces. That means this fraction is 4/6. So I'm going to go ahead and scoot this down a little bit. I'm going to write 4/6. Okay, so 4/6. Now this fraction right here has 1, 2, 3 pieces shaded, and it has 4 pieces in total. So the denominator is 4, and the shaded pieces amount to 3. Now, these two fractions, I can look at them and they kind of look close together. They're not too far apart. I mean, looking at the shading, we might make a guess about which one has more or less. When we just have the numbers, though, sometimes it's quite difficult to see which fraction is larger. So we have a shortcut to help you figure out which fraction is larger. You've all done cross multiplication. I've seen some of you do the shoestring method or the butterfly method. So I'm going to move to my paper now, and I'm going to write my fractions again: 4/6, 3/4. Instead of guessing which one is larger, though, I'm going to cross multiply. So I'm going to start with the denominator of my second fraction, and I'm going to draw an arrow up to the numerator of my first fraction. I'm going to multiply 4 times 4. These are the two connected by the ray. Therefore, I'm going to multiply those two digits. 4 times 4 is 16, so this side will equal 16. Then I'm going to start over here on the first fraction, and I'm going to draw a ray that goes from the 6 to the 3, from the denominator to the numerator of the other fraction. And I'm going to multiply 6 and 3 because they're connected by this ray. 6 times 3 is 18. Now, the only reason I'm doing this is because my two fractions do not have the same denominator. If the denominator was the same, I would just look at the numerators and know exactly which one was larger. Since the denominators are not the same, and I am not going to go through the steps of making them the same, then I'm going to cross multiply to see which fraction is actually larger. In this case, 3/4 is larger than 4/6 because the product 18 is larger than 16. So I'm going to make a line that shows me, I'm going to make a mark that shows me that 4/6 is less than 3/4. Remember, we always want to eat that bigger piece of cake. Well, in math, the mouth always opens to the larger number. In this case, 3/4 is larger than 4/6. What about 9/12 and 2/5? If I flip them over, you can see what it looks like if it was shaded. Here's 9/12 and 2/5. I'm going to write both fractions down. 9 is the numerator, 12 is the denominator. In this fraction, 2 is the numerator and 5 is the denominator. 5 times 9 is 45, and 12 times 2 is 24. Well, 45 is larger than 24, therefore 9/12 is greater than 2/5. 9/12 is greater than 2/5. And that's how you simply compare fractions when the denominators are not the same. You will compare some fractions on your own in just a moment. If you need to review the video, please do so.